Good day, my loves. Hope you are well. This is just going to be a quick message while I'm sitting here cleaning up. And one of the things that I wanted to say, one of the lessons that I've learned, I'm trying to set my phone up so I can continue to sleep. Okay. One of the lessons that I've learned, one of the hardest lessons that I've learned is not talking to everyone or just people in general about what you're going through, about what you're experiencing. Not right now, right? Well, for me right now, but for some of you, depending on where you're at in your journey, you may be getting messages telling you to be quiet. I still get messages telling me to be quiet and keep my business to myself, but my plans mainly to myself. But as God is working on you, you will be told countless times. The information you are receiving is for you. You'll know when it's time to share it, okay? I'm moving into my purpose, and that's what I'm focusing on. I've gotten a little lackadaisical, and it does happen to the best of us. I don't feel like I've gotten lackadaisical, but I do feel like I got lackadaisical. And so I'm right now, you can say, I'm not confused, but I'm just deciphering how much is too much and how much is not enough. How much is too much in regards to what God wants me to do, and if I'm not doing enough of what He wants me to do. Okay? I've worked on fear for the past 2 or so years, but some of the information that I got is very alarming, I'll say. And I'm so used to talking it out with my friends and family. But if you watched any of my videos, you'll know and recognize and realize that the people that I had around me are not receptive to me. So, therefore, God told me to keep quiet. I'm in search of my soul tribe. But before I find my soul tribe, I have to be a whole human. I have to be a whole human before I can work well with others in this new age of Aquarius. Because what I've been living off of and focused on is a fear-based existence. And you may not even think you're fearful. I didn't think I was fearful. I thought everything I wanted, I went for. That was true up until a certain time when I became stagnant. And I stayed in toxic situations because they were comfortable. But I didn't realize that at all. I didn't realize that, right? So, as you are realizing God's plan for your life, you must also realize that discretion is also needed, because not everybody is meant to go with you, and not everybody is going to be happy for you. So the takeaway of this video is learn how to take your own advice and counsel. I don't know if I say counsel yourself, but cancel is about to come out. That may be a message for somebody. You may have to start canceling people out of your life, energetically and emotionally. You may not be able to do that physically, and most of us have families that we do love and cherish. However, some of them are not going to be able to travel with you. And when I say travel, I don't mean physically travel. I actually mean leaving the fear-based thinking and entering into a community consciousness. but you have to be whole before we can participate. And I am learning that. Right now, I am struggling with not smoking. One of my, what would I like to call it? One of my, I wouldn't say it's toxic, but it's toxic when anything that you do to cope with this life becomes toxic when you do it in excess and when you feel like you can't do anything else until you do that. Okay? Everything good in moderation. It's hot as hell and I got the fan and everything off and I got the window open, just airing out my room, cleaning up. And so this may be a season where you're being asked to move in silence, meaning you can't share your thoughts and your opinions with the people around you, which is what brought me to YouTube, because I need an outlet. I need an outlet. We need outlets. We're not meant to do this alone. But before you can join a community, you have to heal yourself. And that's what I'm doing. You know, we may not always get it right the first time, but just know and trust and believe. If you don't get it right, God will help you repeat that lesson. And I'm not here to repeat any lessons. So, I am. And then another thing is eating food, because I use food as a crux. I am an emotional eater. I have been. So, these 2 days, I am not going to predict them as being rough, and I'm not going to expect them to be rough because I got this in the bag. I've done it already. So why is it a problem for me to continue doing it right now? It's because there are blocks up and there are forces that don't want me to. Because once I get control of my eating, my wantonness to escape this reality, I'm a force to be reckoned with. And so I'm on the path right now. Namaste, Ashe, Mazel Tov. I love you guys. It's time we get focused. It's time you get focused. Cut out anything that no longer serves you and see what happens. So today I am vowing to do things differently because I am on a semi-fast, kind of forced, because and that's normally how God works with me, I guess. Really. It's kind of a forced thing where I don't have it to do. And so I am left with no choice but to do that. And no, I don't want to live like that. I want to be able to do it by myself. I do. But I got to get my body right, get my mental right, because even though I am no longer under the throes of black magic, it still has effects on me, and the residual effects are still there. So that is what I'm dealing with right now. I know I'm highly protected. And so God has been fighting my battles up there in the spiritual realm along with my ancestors, kicking butt and taking names. They ain't taking no hostages. So I just got to do my part here. And so, to be really honest, the one thing that I feel is that I've done it already. I did this. Like, I feel like I've proven myself already without even knowing that's what I was doing. But here's another moment in time that I have, and I'm going to capitalize on it. Move in silence, my loves. That is the trick. And that means you can't confide in everybody. You can't bounce your ideas off of people. And that's what I was accustomed to doing. So I think that's why I emotionally eat, because I'm a talkative person and I'm a feeling person and I love people. And right now I am out of my element. I love being by myself, and I've always taken a long time by myself. But I've always had a camaraderie with people, places, and things. And right now, God is like, no, I need your undivided attention. So if you're going through the same thing, Find something that you love to do and you like to do to take your mind away from what you are abstaining from. It could be food, it could be smoking, it could be sex, it could be shopping, it could be a lot of things. It doesn't just have to be what I'm talking about. So take this message and apply it to your life. What is it that you've struggled with your whole life? Because that is what is kicking your butt in this season. Mine is food. It really is. Not to mention, I love food. I love it. But I also recognize, realize, and enter and understand that I use it as a coping mechanism. I don't always eat to live. I eat to feel good, to feel those sensations that food brings me, whether it's salty foods or sweet. And if you know me, I always had to have sweet and salty. And those are triggers. Those are triggers to something emotionally deep inside, abandonment issues, anger issues. And so I'm not sure if I'll be posting during these 2 days. This is my first video. And as I said that, the clock was 11:11. So you can look down at the time too when I said that. It should be 11:11 on the timer. So I know I'm on the right track. So I may not be posting, but I will be recording a diary. But depending on how I'm feeling spiritually and emotionally will determine whether or not I post them. I'm going to post them eventually, but I don't know if I'm going to post them in real time. So take this message as it resonates, apply it to your life. Get rid of those things that have been holding you down. It's time we fly. And we can't fly with the bullshit that's been weighing us down. We can't do it. And I'm ready to fly, mother suckers. I am ready to fly, mother suckers. Are y'all ready to fly? Are y'all ready to get gone? Are y'all ready to live your dreams? Are y'all ready to live in the abundance that God has ordained for you to have? If you are, we got to get rid of this crap. And so if I may record and post because I need help. I'm not saying that I'm strong. I'm very strong. But together we are stronger. And so even though y'all may not be watching it right now, these messages are endless and timeless. They are endless though, because they keep coming. And I get messages all throughout the day. But some of them I like to marinate and twirl around for it to apply to my life before I give it to the masses, because I need to absorb it first. Because sometimes, and I heard this, and it's reality, that when you have messages given to you or ideas or notions and you share them too quickly, you're giving away your power, because you were supposed to absorb that, apply it to your life. You were supposed to get the lesson first sometimes before you try and teach the masses. And so I've been on my vegan track, but I've fallen off. And I've fallen off because I haven't had the means to buy and keep up with my vegan foods, right? But that shouldn't deter me. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm in that space. And so I am resetting myself, resetting my body, because I have been eating dairy. I have been. After not eating it for some time, for months, almost a year, I picked it back up again because that was what was in the house. And so when I realized that, I realized, okay, you got to do something different. And so this is a 3-day fast. Our body needs food and water, but it doesn't need it on a constant, continuous basis. I realize and recognize that when we eat, we put our body to work. And I eat a lot. Even though there's small meals throughout the day, I still consume a lot, which means my body is constantly working and needs to be rested. So that's what I'll be doing these next couple of days. Namaste. Mazel tov. Ashe. We are stronger together, my loves. Sending you good vibes and peace of mind. I love you guys.